Hello and welcome to the Toy Thor. Before I start, I've got an unboxing today of bits and bobs and knickknacks, but I just wanted to say, just got it. Not at all my favourite film of all time, and a little bit obsessed. But yeah, so I thought you're highly honoured. You're getting the inaugural whir of my tea, and you'll have to tell me in the comments what's your favourite movie. What are you into? There's those of us of a certain age all have especially the Action Man community. There's a real big passion for the film Zulu, and obviously lots of war movies. But yeah, tell me what is it that floats your boat? Because mine's also floated very much by Jaws as well. That's definitely in my top five. Zulu number one. We'll have to do, maybe we could do a chat about top fives in terms of movies and 80s albums and stuff. Need to remember that could be a little chat we can have. So, but yeah, just tell me in the comments what your favorite movie is and possibly why. Actually, you don't have to tell me why, because you don't have to justify it. It's your favorite movie, so that's what it is. Right, so I've got some bits and bobs which I'd like to share with you, if that's okay. I'm not going to do them in any particular order, and I can remember probably only one or two of them. So we'll just go from there, because quite a few have arrived. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got 6. So we'll probably get through a few, and then I'll pause it and then do another video, just because it takes me so long to upload the longer videos. I've noticed anything over 15 minutes is just a killer. So, but I hope you're all well. Hope you're all having a good week. We are having one of those weeks whereby the weather is worse now than it was in Storm Dave. So Storm Dave, we had all of those weather warnings. Nothing happened. It was quite calm. The weather we've had this last 24 hours, we've had 55-mile-an-hour gusts of wind. We've had rain. We've had hailstone. We've had brilliant sunshine. And today it's really sunny out there, but then all of a sudden within a minute you get dark grey cloud, huge downpour, and then it's back to being dry and you just don't know what to do. So yeah, it's all over the place. So safety goggles on, and let's have a look at what we've got. This is like two envelopes joined up, or is it one envelope folded? I think it's one envelope folded. This is. Yeah. Oh, this has come from Buckingham. And the only reason I remark on that is because up until a year ago, before we moved here to Northern Ireland, we lived in Milton Keynes. So spent a lot of time in Buckingham, in and around Buckingham, going through Buckingham, because it's only up the road. Ah, cool. So as you guys saw possibly in my last video, I bought a little jerry can, and with searching for those accessories, I found another guy that was 3D printing purposely jerry cans. So I've sat on this side of the room, by the way, because the light is a bit better. So I hope that works better for you guys, because I noticed in my last video it was a bit dark. I was showing things to the camera here and it was like you couldn't see. So look at those 20-litre jerry cans, and I got 6 of those. Now I did mention that the guy was 3D printing barrels and they were like 14 quid each. That was just scary. These were a guy that's doing a deal where he does, you pay like, I think it was £4 something for 3, and then if you order another 3 you get them for 10-15p less, and then another 3, 10 or 15, and you can keep doing that until they come down to a low price. But I just ordered 6 because I've not got that many. But they're nice. They're little plastic, 3D printed, in green, 20-litre. I'm going to paint a couple of them up and have them for the Desert Corps guys, and the other ones will go with my British vehicles. So what I'll probably do is the vehicles that I'm currently remodeling and remastering in the garage, in the workshop as I call it, I'll probably just put those on vehicles that I'm gonna move on, because I think they make a nice addition, like a tarpaulin rolled up and a scrim net rolled up and a 20-litre jerry can put on there. So I think that'll look pretty cool. So next we have gosh knows where that is. Do you know when some people have an address and none of it makes any sense to you? Gosh knows where that is. G postcode. G, is that Glasgow? I think that's Glasgow. G on its own. Okay, shoebox. Said before, without shoeboxes, Action Men guys couldn't send any parcels or brown tape, and here we have the beautiful special mix of both brown tape and a shoebox. Oh, how spoilt we are. Luckily, it's a sensible amount of brown tape, so that means that I can probably reuse the box, and it's Adidas as well, which is my favourite brand. Okay, so what have we got in here? This has been nicely wrapped, nicely packaged, lots of tissue paper, lots of cardboard, and a bit of bubble wrap. There we go. Wow. Ah, there we go. So this was a good deal. This was a cracking deal, actually. I was made up with this. This was an auction, a 7-day auction, and it was with a page that I bought some bits from before, but it's hit and miss with them. Some of the stuff that they do is a little bit dodgy, as in they're these companies that take a picture. They take a picture of just loads of stuff, and then they take another picture from another angle, and they think that's you getting a good look at everything, but actually all you're seeing is a big heap of stuff. So this is 2 Action Men that both need a lot of tender loving care. I'll start with this guy. So he's a first body, and he is very loose, so he needs a full restring. He's got a crack on his thigh, but again, that's not too bad. It doesn't go all the way down to the rivet. He has got a puncture wound in his abdomen and one in his lower chest. I might be able to fill those. I sometimes use a little bit of heat and just fill those in, and then I can polish them and sand them, and they can look a lot better. He needs a pair of hands. He's got an eagle eye head, so he's what we call a hybrid. But what I'll probably do is take the eagle eye head off and add that to my pile of eagle eye heads for my blue pant eagle eyes guys, because I prefer eagle eyes on just mine. But yeah, so he needs tidying up, and then I'll move him on, because as you know, I don't collect these guys, so he'll be tidied up and moved on, and then that should pay for my keeping of this guy. Now this is the second blue pant eagle eyes I've had in a week with a foot missing, with a broken ankle. This one comes with a spur foot, but it's a foot not for a dynamic body. It's a riveted foot. So this is a dynamic body, and the whole ankle joint is completely different. But again, I've got body spares for these, so it's not the end of the world to fix him. And he'll be added to my collection. And then he comes with his eagle eye blonde head as well. You're going to ask me probably what I paid for these two, and I can't remember. It was I put in like a really silly bid, thinking with it had about a day to go and the bids were dead low anyway, and I thought, well, I'll put in a silly bid, and I know that everyone will go past it, but it'll be just interesting to watch. I think, if memory serves me right, it came to about 56 quid. for the two, which is mad. But the bids with a day to go were only at like £25, so I just doubled it. I just doubled what that bid was and thought, oh well, I won't get it up, because the blue pant eagle eyes in good condition, even without a head, are sort of now 40 quid. With a head standing in good condition, we know they're 50. A really good Action Man figure without any cracks or breaks in nice condition are fetching 45 to 50. So if I can manage to move this guy along once he's all sorted out for mid to late 30s, then effectively I've got a blue pant eagle eyes for less than 20 quid, which is just brilliant. So yeah, that's my thinking when I'm buying these deals, is that as long as I'm not paying huge amounts for the bits that can stay in my collection, I'm happy. And I'm not one of these guys that's a purist about condition. I don't mind that my Action Men aren't the greatest, because once they're covered up in clothes and they're posed, who can see, who can tell? As long as they stand up and take a pose, then I think it's fine. Don't you? Okay, moving on. Next we have British Heart Foundation. As you guys possibly started to realise, I do use British Heart Foundation a lot. They just get some really good stuff in. The only problem you have with buying from the British Heart Foundation is, as I've proved in previous videos, you don't know whether you're getting the stuff delivered to you in good condition or whether it's just going to be absolutely battered. And it's the risk that you sometimes take. But this one has come through in a nice big, guess what, shoebox. So that's good. We already know that this is going to be well protected from the start. So, and that's a big New Balance shoebox, so they were probably a good size 10. I take a size 15 in my shoe, so I'm always interested in big shoe boxes to wonder what other sizes people have had. Oh, this has been really well packed. It's been really well packaged up. So lots of paper, lots of card holding it in. It won't have got thrown around. And it's in a great big plastic bag, as well as the outer bag, so it's not going to have got wet. And this fits one of my other obsessions. There we go. What do you think about that? Lance Corporal Jones's Thornycroft truck with the figure of Lance Corporal Jones in the window next to it. I don't have any Dad's Army vehicles, so this one popped up. It was very, very inexpensive. It was only a few quid, so I thought, why not? And it's in the box. The pictures made it look worse. I mean, the box looked damaged, and the Perspex screen looked all broken and fractured here, and it's not. As you can see, it's absolutely solid and tip top. I think it's just dirty across the top, but on the photograph it looked battered. I wonder if that's what will put other people off on the bidding, because I was only the second bidder. There was only 2 bids thrown in on this, and when you look at some of the prices of some of these online, you know, they can fetch anything between 20 and 40 quid, but this one was half that, believe it or not. So I think I've done really well. I was really expecting smashed in Perspex. Lovely. Isn't that great? Look at that. When else would you get a children's toy with swastikas on the front of it? I mean, isn't that brilliant? I mean, I think these were still made in, yeah, I mean, this is a 2000, so it's the redo of the redo, because I think these first came out in the late 80s, an incarnation of it, and then again in the 90s. So, but it's brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. So that's lovely. And as you know, I mean, I don't collect corgi per se. I mainly collect Matchbox and Hot Wheels. Matchbox is my #1 passion. My Matchbox Super Kings I adore. Hot Wheels I love, and corgi never really bothers me unless it's the right model, so in which case this one is. So I'm really happy with that. I just need to decide where to put it. I'll put it here alongside me, just there. Okay, lovely. Moving swiftly on. I've done it again. Put my knife down. I don't know where it is. You guys are going to get sick of me, aren't you? You really are. Okay, there we go. How are we doing for time? Right, I've got time to open this one, I think, and then I'll call it a day there. And then I've just got a couple more left to open. I'll do a really quick opening for those as a part 2. So it's not one long huge video, because that way you guys can stop what you're doing, have a rest from my monotonous voice, grab a cup of tea, and then maybe dive in on part 2 if you want. So, gosh, this is real heavy duty sellotape. It's like industrial grade sellotape. That's superb. Blimey. Either that or my knife is getting really blunt all of a sudden. Okay. Oh, lovely, lovely. Guess what we've got here? You're probably not going to guess, are you? Because it's a box opening, Craig. They don't have to guess. You're going to show them. Ta-da! Yet another storage box. Again, this is right. So I'll just explain what I do with these storage boxes. I have these on a save search on eBay, and I will only ever look at a storage box if it's under 10 quid. Now, it has to have 2 parameters for that. I will normally pay no more than £5 or £6 for one that doesn't have a storage tray. And if one has a storage tray and it's in nice condition, I will pay anything up to £12, including the post. And I make it a rule. I will not pay more than that for them. Now, some people are selling these, I know, for more than that, and good luck to them. But I have a budget of what I'll spend on these, and I use them. It's not like they're just for decoration. I do use them all. But the reason I bought this one, and sometimes you strike it lucky with things like this, is it's got a load of Action Man accessories in it. Now, it's nearly all modern Action Man accessories, but some of the things in here are going to be really good for kit bashing some of my vintage Action Men, and some of the things in here are going to do well for dressing some of the modern Action Men that I've got to help them sell. So just silly things that you don't always see. So this is great for vintage Action Men. You've got the extreme mountain bike crash helmet. Well, that's superb as well for vintage Action Men, for if you're putting him on the scrambler motorbike. So that's awesome. We've got things like a cycling helmet, brilliant, maybe use. And nunchuckers, well, they're awful, they're atrocious, so they'll just get sold. For some reason, we have a pair of children's size, if you can see that, Action Man sunglasses. How cool are they for dressing up? They're fantastic. We've got a couple of pairs of boots, black boots and brown boots. They look like goth boots. And we have a pistol. And then if we move the tray to one side and open up inside, we've got a couple of accessories for some of the play sets, like the Extreme Roller Skater, etc. And these will just all sell with some of the guys. But one or two things are pretty damn cool, like that webbing pack. Now, it's a little bit big for vintage Action Man, but if you, what I plan to do is paint that up in a lot more camouflage colours than it's in, and have it looking like desert camo for modern kit bash. I think that will look superb if it's better detailed than it is. So I'm really pleased with that. And then I've got things for some of the modern Action Men that will be great, like the modern webbing. There's some silly things in here. There's some things in here that definitely aren't Action Men. I'm going to give this to my wife. So this is actually a spanner, but it's a rubber. It's an eraser. and she collects novelty rubbers. Collection is superb, so I'm going to give that to her. She'll be quite happy with that, I'm sure. And then what else have we got in here? So we've got things like these big ludicrous weapon systems that go on the modern action men, and they are ludicrous. I mean, it's just craziness. And things like these ninja weapons, video cameras with telescopic sights. But then things like this, these are great for vintage action men as well. They're the soft bush hats. Absolutely brilliant for a modern kit bash for vintage action men as well. And there's some pistols in here, some more pistols, and some of the, you know, the missiles that fire out some of the very strange guns. So yeah, that's it. I mean, there's just some knickknacks in there. There's nothing very exciting. I'm not going to go through it all, but there's a few bits in there. But this whole lot was on auction, and again, I just bid away and to see what would happen. And the bidding started at £5.45, and the bidding ended at £5.45. I was the only bidder. Now, I did have a bit of a contentious issue because the guy that sold this contacted me and said it'll be in the post tomorrow. And I said, okay, great. Anyway, a week goes by and I sent him a message saying, I've not heard from you. Has it been posted? Because there's no tracking number. And then another 4 or 5 days went by. So we're now into 2 weeks and nothing from him. So I messaged him again saying, so I assume that I should just cancel the sale through eBay and give you really bad feedback. Is that what you want me to do? Is that what I have to do? Because you've not even answered me. And then finally, after 2 days of leaving that message, I got a message from him saying, apologies, it'll be in the post tomorrow. That was it. No more, no less than that. And I think that's really crap. I know there are 2 reasons behind it. A, he's probably thinking, well, it's only a £5 thing. What's your problem? Which is fine. Yes, it is only a £5 thing. What's my problem? My problem is that I don't know where that £5 order's gone. So, and then the other thing you might be thinking is, well, I've let it sell too cheap, so I'm a bit pissed off about it. Okay, well, you can be fed up if you want that you've sold your thing too cheap. And as I said before on here, there's 2 things you can do. You can cancel the sale and send the message to the buyer saying, I'm really sorry, I thought it would go for more money than that. I needed more money for that. And then you can put it back up for sale at the price you wanted to get for it and see if it sells. Or the other thing you can do is just bite the bullet, smile, and send the customer the goods with your best will, and that's it. And just deal with it. So that's where we are. So I've still got a couple more things left to open, and I'll do those in a bit, and there'll be a little part 2. All right, so I hope that wasn't too painful for you. And for me, it could be half an hour because I'll probably have a quick coffee now. And for you, it might be a few seconds, who knows? So yeah, thank you very much. I'm going to lean forward and knock this off. I'll probably knock the phone over. Cheers.